North America has always been in an interesting position. I think their primary rival has always been the European squads because they've met in international tournaments so often. But I think with relegations and just the practice as well as the structure of the league, that NPL has become very formidable. It's very hard to win in this league now, similar to other areas in the world. So it's been interesting to see. I think that the players have definitely improved now that they're all on very efficient and high-powered teams.
So it looks like Rez is going to come back on the other side of it, allowing Space Station Gaming to get back up towards 4. Moody's starting to go for a peek off to one side. Baja takes a lot of damage. That's going to be Space Station Gaming walking away with the round win.
Playstyle-wise, I think NA is kind of catching up right now. I think the teams that have been succeeding for a long time in the rest of the world have been very aggressive, and we're kind of only just now jumping into that.
I would say it's a story of growth whenever we look at how the first 2 phases of the NPL have gone through. We had some very, I would say, established teams, with Tempo Storm in Phase 1 being extremely dominant, where they stepped up and they won 3 money awards back-to-back. But now they're on a little bit of a decline after what we had happened over at Face It. Now this new set of teams are coming up, and there's this new dynasty that's starting to develop with a lot of these rosters. I love to see it because it's just this constant growth of what is happening inside of North American PUBG.
The warehouse guy's peeking soon. Does anybody have a frag grenade?
I have a nade.
And the one side, the close one side. Nade the left side door warehouse. He's on the left side door.
Naded it?
I think you got him.
Nice, nice!
I would assume that we would be the team that brings North America to the top, but, you know, it didn't happen at Face It, so you never know. But if we don't do it, then somebody will. North America, you know, is a solid region, and we definitely have the talent in our region to win this tournament.
North America plays a lot more passive.
Hopefully we can keep up, I guess, with the aggression, because I think that's what it's going to take to compete against teams from the other region.
When we talk about play styles and the way different regions play, again, it comes back to that ridiculously high risk, high reward strategies that North America plays off of. North America they'll crash a complex, even if they know it's occupied, whereas other regions might go, you know, that might be a little bit dangerous, let's hands off. Instead, it's just 100% send it sometimes with them. And I think that's one of the reasons why it makes NPL so much fun to watch, because you'll get somebody running over an entire other team inside of a car just because they want that position. Or they'll crash a complex in the center that they know has 2 other teams there, just because the confidence that North American players can play with, they believe that they will win that fight regardless. And it means the fact that there is no fear. So whenever they step up into these no fear situations, they're going to live or die by the sword, and it is so much fun to watch.
Caden will take down Sharky, and Zap is going to step up with the 4x249, and it's not going to happen. Wildcard does eliminate Tempo.
As far as differences in playstyle, I think a lot of it comes down to map mastery. I genuinely believe North American teams are better, or they were previous to the beginning of this split. Obviously, we'll see who's evolved when we play it out in Stockholm. But North America is better at Miramar. They've trained there longer. The style of play works better for them a lot. They can sort of be aggressive, find cover when they need to. Whereas Erangel is a far more macro-centric game map, and I think that Europe for a long time has had mastery of Erangel far and ahead of North America. And while NA is catching up there, I think they're dominating in Miramar. There are teams that require momentum, that when they don't start strong, they don't finish strong. And I think a lot of these North American teams that we're going to be sending have to start strong. They've got to push that rock downhill and then chase it instead of trying to push it uphill and hoping they don't get crushed.
I would say the playstyle difference has drastically changed, like, closer together, and the meta has shifted closer together with this new point system. Because regardless, this new point system forces you to play heavy. It forces you to play heavy kills. If you get a 4th place in this point system with 0 kills because you're playing methodical and rotating and everything, you get 4 points. That's 1 team wipe.
I feel like the teams that are going, especially with SSG and then even us, we have a really good shot at winning the Grand Slam. Like, yeah, the European teams are, well, there's like 5 good European teams, and the rest are kind of like, to be honest. At least that's how I feel. There's like 5 or 6 good teams, but overall I feel like we're gonna do well as a region, and I'm very proud to represent my region for this event.
Let's go! I think at GLL it'll be important for teams like Cloud9 to recognize when it's time to change their strategies. Same thing with teams like Tempo Storm, as well as the Rumblers. The Rumblers, I think, have the best chance of everyone in the top 5 to make it to GLL. So for them, it's going to be, as an unsigned team, both coming out of the NPL as well as being prepared for what will be probably the fight of their entire lives.